Flosstube. It's Lisa Smith, Kindred Stitcher. Welcome to my channel. This is a channel about cross stitch and probably some fabric buying, maybe some plans, and a little bit of life updates, but this video is probably not going to be very long. I have just a short window to shoot a video, and then I have some commitments coming up. So I've just had to thread the needle and touch base with you guys today. So I live in rural Oregon, and we live in the country. We live in a shop with an interior room and a tiny house, and my husband is building our house. And so for all of you who have been following through our house building journey, today Todd is tiling behind the wood stove. And at the end, I'll throw a couple pictures of the wood stove and where the tiling is. He did a great job on the hearth area. We chose a black tile, and behind it we chose a green tile. And we're in the middle of deciding how the mantle will look. And we have a friend who has a big woodworking shop that we're going to collaborate with him and get some advice from him. But he's in Montana, so it's going to be a little bit for that. Also, we have power. The house is juiced up, and Todd put lights in the ceiling. It's awesome. What's hard is that I would go looking for chandeliers or whatever pendant lights we needed, and my husband's like, we don't need any of that right now. That's down the road, way down the road. And then here it is like 2 months later. We need all the lighting fixtures. I'm like, oh my gosh. So we're trying to find the right balance of communication and timing, etc. So I went and bought some door handles today. Still have not found the perfect front door handle, but I'm going to have to pick. I'm just going to have to choose. And the painting is done. The next thing will be tiling the shower in the hall bath so that we find a vanity and put that in, put the flooring in, the toilet, and that room will be done so we can use it. And once the septic is hooked up and the water's hooked up, and all the outlet covers are on, pretty much, and we moved the stuff from the tiny house, the kitchen stuff from the tiny house into the big house. We just have a temporary kitchen we're going to put in. I think we can have an inspection, and they'll tell us if we can occupy the building or not. It won't be done completely, but it doesn't, in this county, you don't have to be like every little thing is done. It just has to be safe and, hygienic. You have to have a bathroom and a place to eat and a place to prepare food, etc. So that's what's going on with the house. Coming up this weekend, I'm going to Stitch West, which is exciting. That means that I work 6,000 hours beforehand and 7,000 hours when I get back. So my days have been super busy, and nights. I worked last night, and then I didn't sleep well last night. I woke up at 3:30 in the morning thinking about work, and I ended up getting out of bed at 4, and I washed the dishes and I started working. So I only had 4 hours of sleep, and I went to church today, and I am falling asleep in the middle of church. And I thought, this is ridiculous. So I'm going to have to do something different next time. But definitely it's been challenging. I'll just say that. It's been challenging. So that's enough of life updates. And I have a finish. I'm sure you can probably guess which one it is, but I'll show you a new start and a whip and where I am. So I did, after I had my big finish, I went back to this one. This is Find Joy by Teresa Kogut. It's a Patreon chart. If you belong to Patreon, you would have gotten this chart in August, I think. Yes. And if you don't and you want to join, you can buy it from her as a past purchase. If you're a current Patreon member, you can buy past Patreon charts. My friend Melanie from Melanie Ellie Stitches is working on this also. And I was obsessed with this. I really wanted to keep going on it, but I needed to finish my other finish because I'm taking it with me this week to Jill Rensel Studios to get it framed. So this is where I am with Find Joy. Get it right. This is a color conversion that I pulled from my stash, and I'm kind of making some adjustments as I go. Isn't this gorgeous? I'm dying. I can't wait to get this all done here. But this actually, I'm going to take this with me this week. It's going to be perfect retreat fill-in still in stitching right at the retreat because we'll be chatting. You know we will. Oh, and my friend Tiffany is going. And Tiffany, I met at my very first retreat, which was in Cincinnati. And it was Leslie LaFleur lived there at the time, and it was a Mirabilia retreat. I met Tiffany and Jamie and some other sweet people that I had gone to several retreats with after that. So Tiffany and I are going to be roommates at this retreat, and we're going to go hang out a little bit early and go to Shepherd's Bush, then go to Rental Studios, and then we're going to go to the retreat. So anyway, this is Find Joy. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I might make some changes. I'll see how this goes. This is a little ghosty here. There's actually a lattice work, but I think I might pull that out and change it. Love it. And this is stitched on 40 count maple bar by Cedar River Linens. It's like a quiz. I went to my friend Lori's house, also Lori McClary, textilist. I hung out with her for a little bit one weekend, last weekend. Was it last weekend already? Or was it the weekend before? I think it was last weekend. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so I pulled this out, which is Old Oak Leaf Manor by Stacy Nash Primitives. This was a country sampler exclusive at one point. Sorry. At one point, Stacy Nash had a pin drum, kind of like they're pretty big, pin drum club through Country Sampler, and this was one of them. And it's been a few years now. I am stitching this on the kit linen. I'm like, I don't think I picked this out. And I just got a little bit of a start, but this I'm stitching in hand, so I probably will take this with me to the retreat as well, because it doesn't require much space. I may not bring my lap stand with me. Depends on how much room is at each table. Sometimes those get pretty bulky. And I tend to have it in my lap and not on the table. So this is my huge start. That color is fantastic. I think it's autumn leaves or something like that. It's very pretty. So I'll be working on that. And then I have a huge finish. So I finished Rose Wreath Sampler. I haven't shown it on Instagram. It's been done for a while, a few days now. I was going to change the text that's in the wreath. And I charted what I thought I wanted, but it was really too big. And it just was so much effort that it wasn't the right thing. Janine and I went to Acorns and Threads yesterday with my mom and my sister. Then we went to Pioneer Quilts. Then we went to Monticello Antiques. And on our way home, we stopped and had dinner. It was a great day. I loved it. It was fantastic. Anyway, I was chatting with Janine, and she's like, when that doesn't happen, when you try and chart something, it doesn't work, it's probably just not meant to be. I'm like, she is absolutely right. She's a wise woman. So I went ahead and stitched what was called for. Do I even have the pattern here? Oh, I do. Oh. This is Rose Wreath Sampler by GGR. And here is my finish. She is gorgeous. This is probably the prettiest sampler I've ever stitched, quite frankly. It was so beautiful, the whole thing, every bit of it. It's so delicate. I did have a panic attack earlier when I first started stitching it, when I had done part of this bottom row, because this was marked as a 46 count and it's a 40 count. And I found out when I went, so I started here, which I thought 46 count would leave me an equitable amount. And this fabric is cut like a parallelogram, so I have not as much room up here, but there's enough room to frame this still. It should be fine. I did change this house, these houses to Jakey Brown. I think it was white on the pattern, but this fabric was really kind of the same color. I changed these little trees, I think, to Bayberry from the Grasshopper, which is the main green that's in here. I think that's about all. Oh, I changed this flower from the brown color to Rose Garden. So there, in the chart, it gives you two options for the red. Claret, if you like a darker red, and I think it's Rose Garden. I don't have it here anymore. The other one that's the alternate, if you like a more aged look. So I use both because, you know, why not? The outer border is the Rose Garden, and the inner border is the claret. And in this wreath, I used both. Down here, I used the aged, I'm sorry, I keep saying the wrong thing, Rose Garden and the claret. This one took a while. I started it in 2020, but I only work on things for a while, and then I put them away, and then I work on them again, and I put them away. So it's really difficult for me to say how long anything takes, because rarely do I just sit down and work on something monogamously. So those were my stitch pieces. Let's see what else is going on. So let me tell you about a few things that I picked up. I saw this off of, I think it was just Instagram. There is a company called Ruby and Bell, and they have patterns for, I think, different bags or different pieces, different carrier pieces that you can make. And there's this. I was absolutely gobsmacked with this. It is Rosalie train case instructions. So, well, train case. And I'm going to show you, it's Ruby and Bell, B-E-L-L-E. You can, isn't that gorgeous? So it's EPP on the top, and then it's really basically, I think it's not a hard case inside. It's probably like a fusible fleece or a foam interior. So it's not like you could smash it if you put some on top of it, but it holds its structure really well. But isn't that gorgeous? So I bought that online. It's PDF. Also, I watch a channel called Vintage Blessings 2. I think the first one, I think, is shut down. The second one is Vintage Blessings 2. And they make little projects out of quilts that are not salvageable, that don't have a continued life as a full quilt. And I have another one of these. It's a quilt made into a stocking. I'm going to put this in my craft room this year. It's so sweet and delicate. It doesn't have any kind of interfacing in it, so it's sort of a primitive feel to it. It doesn't have a lining, which is perfectly fine, but I just really love the way that looks. Off of, and then Lori was putting a big order in. She bought a fat quarter bundle of the new Tilda fabric, you guys. I have the first quilt kit, which is the duck egg, blue and red star quilt. I bought the pink and green one also, but that one hasn't arrived. I'm a little nervous. The vendor, I think, is, some people were kind of complaining about him, so I don't know if that one's gonna come. If it doesn't come on time, I'm gonna submit a claim. Sorry, I don't know where I'm gonna have to edit this, but I just had a sneeze fest. So this was a fat quarter bundle of the Christmas, Merry Christmas line from Tilda. I had one quilt kit came in. I bought some miscellaneous other fabrics, and I have another quilt kit that I'm waiting for, and I'm fingers crossed that I'm able to get it. I paid for it, but some people were saying some things about this shop, so I don't know. That's what PayPal is for. That's why I pay for everything with PayPal. Let's see. So, Lori Holt. I have so many Lori Holt quilt kits. Thank God she does all of her videos on YouTube, and then she's got blog stuff. She's amazing. So the honeybee kit, and I'm going to drop a picture of it in here. It kept coming up in my feed over and over and over again. And I kept resisting and resisting. And then I saw her doing a quilt along with it. I'm like, I really need that. So I went ahead and bought it. And man, these kits, she's got a lot of fabric in here. And I bought this kit from Handmade is Heart Made. Fabrics from the Heart. And I think it was on sale. So it came with the So Simple shapes that she has. Those are necessary for her kits that have applique, and then this 20 pounds of fabric. So that, but now that I have power in our house. I just need the heat to be connected. Although Todd just was like, the next thing we have to do is get the wood stove installed. I'm like, okay, you know, he does things in a different order than I would, but he's a project manager, so I just let him do his thing. But as soon as we get everything connected, I'm just going to go set up shop in my craft room. It's going to be not done. It's not going to have trim in the windows. It's not going to have flooring in it, and I do not care. As long as it has power. And I think I'm going to rent something like a commercial vacuum with a dust broom that I can go back and get more of the grit and the grime off of the floor. We'll see. And so I was on a stash unload site. It was like historic, it's a Facebook group, historic fabrics maybe. And occasionally people post wool kits. And I am pretty sure I don't have this, but I'm not 100% sure. It is gorgeous. It's Maggie Bononomy, A Merry Christmas. It seems like I was going to buy this one point and I didn't. It was a fairly decent price. There's a lot of wool in this. And if I already have it, it's probably a kit. And I'll probably just make it a second time for a family member. Also, I found this fun fabric. This is Mistletoe Manor, by Three Sisters. Okay, these are both Three Sisters patterns. Isn't that pretty? Now, a few years back, I had pulled a bunch of fabric to make a blush kind of rose and brown quilt because I love that color combination. I have some laundry basket quilt fabric that's that tans and browns and pinks colorway. So that is a potential to work on, probably not this year. And then this one is Cinnamon Girl. Oh my lands, this is so pretty. So pretty. Wouldn't it be a pretty project bag too? Wouldn't this be a pretty skirt? Be a very springy, summery, just a really pretty skirt with a little sweet cardigan. Maybe a light pink cardigan. So today, the last few days, the rains set in because it is October in Oregon, and my hair just was like, you know, it's misting outside, and my hair starts to like come undone. It just has a life of its own. At Acorns and Threads yesterday, my sister bought this too. A Time to Reap. This is that Teresa Kogut series. Isn't this, I love this. How imaginative is this with the cornucopia horn of plenty, and he's using it like an actual horn. Hilarious. I love that. And I bought the wood thing. I need to go watch Chantel's online video on how to paint that. And then this, I have been obsessing about this, and I might start this one when I get back. Maybe I'll start it. Oh, I'd have to dig around for some fabric. Maybe I'll start it at Shepherd's Bush. Have you guys seen this? Carriage House Samplings, Barnesville. It has Wyoming. Oh, no, Wyoming, Pennsylvania, Nebraska, Texas. I think those are the 4 we found on here, but it says, inspired by the beautiful barns along a road trip from Montana to Florida. Obsessed. And so she has it. This is Marty Barrick. I think they have the same last name. And she designed this with DMC or needlepoint. But I think I'm going to do an overdyed conversion. And I love the blue fabric, the light blue fabric. So maybe if I see some at Shepherd's Bush that works, I'll start that. All right, so this was open house at Acorns and Threads, and it was my lucky day because forever and ever, I haven't seen any Lakeside, and I found some Lakeside. I was like so happy to the happy dance. This is buttercream, vintage buttercream in 36 count. I don't stitch as much with 36 count, but I will if it's Lakeside. Heck yeah. I will if it's Lakeside, for sure. And then I haven't decided, but I think I'm going to do a Quaker on maybe this one. And I bought Gloriana. This is called Coral Red. which it's really a pink. And it's so pretty. Such a beautiful color combination. And I also found 40 count, but this is not vintage. This is straight up buttercream, which is a darker, richer, solid color. So Lakeside has the vintage, means that they do like an overdyed model on it. And the color, if it's not vintage, is on this one, it's the color of the modeling. So it's a little bit darker than the base color of the 36. I was so happy. I could not tell you how happy it was. And then I bought this one. So this is Needle Bling Ween Beans. This is 40 count. This is the fabric that Stacy Nash used for the gingerbread house from the Jingle Ball last year. And I couldn't find it, of course, because it was immediately bought out. And I was super happy to find it. My sister and I are going to split it. So there should be enough to do that. And then she's also, for the Jingle Ball, by the way, the Jingle Ball, best money just the best value for your expense. I think it's like $10 or $15 to join. And there's so much activity that's put in. And it's so fun because you can just do as much or as little as you want to. Sometimes I'm in the chat rooms, but a lot of times I'm not, because that's Christmas time and it's super busy. She has another animal cracker that she's going to release at the Jingle Ball. So you can always order as a PDF. If you don't get the kit, not a big deal. Not a big deal, right? You just get the PDF, get the PDF a hiccup and kit it yourself. So that's it for, oh no, I have one more thing. So when I went to visit Lori, we went to an antique mall. I'm showing this for Vanessa Flame Fingers because we are the Co-Enablement Society of Patriotic Stitchers. I found this cool picture, and it is, I think, a replica of a pen and ink. Somebody did it themselves. It was very inexpensive, but I absolutely love this. Love it. I think somebody did it for themselves. It almost, it is cut out. It is cut out. So they painted it, and then it's not a die cut. All of this is cut out with a X-Acto knife. That's cool. Cool. Then at Lori's, she's like, my house almost caught on fire with the forest fire that was near her. She said, and I left and I forgot your stuff that you had here. And I forgot that I had left this. But when we went to Amana one time, I bought a couple of antique quilts. And she's like, you probably should take that home. So I've got it here. We can decide this might be a Hawaiian quilt. It's all done. Oh, it smells good. It's all done like full applique. So each piece is not pieced. It's just cut out and stitched down. So there's this one. Isn't that pretty? And they're both red and white. Then there's this one. And we thought, gosh, this would be pretty if you did this as Christmas wreaths. So this is this one has it needs a new binding on it, but it's got a great weight to it. It's like your grandma's quilts. If you ever had a grandma that made a quilt. And, oh, look at this. It's hand stitched. MC, it's a chain stitch. I don't know if that was a P. It's kind of coming apart. It's had a lot of love to it. And then I also had, it needs to be washed, this, where's my, here. I grabbed my little display board. I had this one too. This was kind of a fun sampler I bought. All of these are at my sister's house, except for this one was at Lori's and now it's here. So this is Mary Ackroyd. Mary Ackroyd's work, 1946. Look at it, she goes. She's like, oh, I forgot to leave space to finish this. It says work 1846. And it says the leaves, L-E-V-S, are green. The rose are red. This is my work till I am dead. When I am dead and in my grave and all my bones are rotten, when you see this, remember me, that I may not be forgotten. Well, Mary Ackroyd, we have not forgotten you. Here's to you. If I had a beer, I'd cheers to you. I do love this little icon, little emblem there. Oh, also, Farm Girl, she had Teresa Vanette's fall project from last year you could order from her. So I got that on order. And Kimberly Nugent has a new design coming out through Country Sampler, and it's called Holly and Ivy, I think. So she does a lot of band samplers, like the Hummingbird Sampler, the English Rose Garden Sampler, the lots of different band samplers. Well, this one is in that same vein. It's so pretty. It is so beautiful. I pre-ordered it. It's coming in November. I'll probably start on my birthday. Just saying. So here I am, 26 minutes in, and yeah, I thought this was going to be a fast video, but I've got a lot to do today. So I am excited. Watch me on Instagram. I'll throw some pictures up from the retreat coming up. This is it for me for the rest of the year. I don't have anything planned, and I don't really know that I have anything planned for next year. I think my sister and my husband and brother-in-law and I are going to go to Hawaii in January for their 20th anniversary. I think that's going to be our big splurge next year. I don't know that I'll do a whole lot more than that. Plus, we're building a house. So I just love the kind comments. Thank you for coming by and visiting, and I will see you next time. Take care. I almost forgot the giveaway for this last video. This chart, Hometown Christmas, the winner is Bethany Bird Stitcher. I'm going to put my contact information in the drop down below. Please reach out to me with your address, and I'll drop this in the mail. Thanks.